Hey y'all. So today in the Tapping Within series, we will be working with the third eye chakra. And the third eye, some people say it's violet, some say it's indigo. Um, and to me, I feel like it's violet. I do have my dragon thistle, who is going to be assisting with us. Thistle is an air dragon, and the air dragons really help clear things related to the mind, and they also bring in inspiration and motivation, and they're really useful in dissolving like thought forms and behavioral patterns and saboteur energies that really get in the way of us aligning with the inner vision that is actually most true to the beauty, integrity, and wisdom of our souls. And then this bowl, I do have the purple one, but I just felt called to use this one. This is also a third eye bowl. It's a light pink. It's infused with 2% morganite, which is a love stone, which I think it's really important that our third eyes are infused with love so that we can see the world through eyes of love, so that we can see ourselves through a lens of love. And the other stone that we'll be working with is labradorite, which is a transformation stone. And so with this tapping today, we'll be transforming our relationship with our vision and our eyes and the third eye and the areas that imbalanced third eyes can impact. And then we'll be working with the dragon energy. We'll also be working with a third eye weighted tuning fork. You will probably not hear this when I do the sounding. However, the bowl, I'm not sure if you're going to hear it or not. Some of the videos I've done, the bowl just completely cuts out because there's like noise cancellation software. So I'll just tell you when I'm going to play the bowl, and then at that time, you can use it as a time for like kind of going within, regardless if you hear it or not. And with energy healing and sound healing and alchemy work, even if you can't hear the sounds, since you're engaging with your free will by engaging and interacting with this tapping video, your energy field can receive the sound healing and the crystal grid and the tuning fork and all of that, right? Now, if you don't want to receive the sound bowl or the tuning fork and you're just here for tapping, that is completely fine. Just set your intention now that you do not wish to receive any of the energy work that is in the session. You just wish to receive the tapping. I also find that a lot of my tapping is channeled, and sometimes when I channel, I go at a pretty steady or fast pace. And so it might not be easy for you to tap along with me if I go too fast. So you can just set the intention that as you tap and follow along with the tapping, that the words that I'm speaking are attached to your fingers, tapping into your body with the statements. Because with tapping, what we're doing is we're going through and we're speaking out loud, we're actualizing. But before we even get to the actualizing, we're speaking about what we want to call in. So we're kind of creating vibrations in our body by tapping on the meridian points. And then sometimes the meridian points, emotions might get jostled loose because each meridian is correlated with different emotions, right? And so then what I tend to do in my tapping videos is I'll sense into the emotions that are coming up, and then I'll do a round of tapping that has to do with actualizing around what I sense coming up. And then I go back again with the intentions that we're working with, the affirmations that we're working with the tapping. Oh, and then I might also be using, let's see if I can reach it. Okay. I'll also be working with the Soul Star tuning fork, which this is a chakra that is about 9 inches above the head. But I feel like for inner vision purposes, it's really good to work with the Soul Star because this also has to do with like our soul's vision, our soul's purpose, our soul's mission, right? So working with this and the third eye can really help clear out a lot of brain fog and bring in clarity and clear out cloudiness and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the round of the sound bowl. And as I play the sound bowl, if you hear it, great. If you don't hear it, just envision yourself breathing the sound into your third eye, breathing the sound into your eyeballs and into your ears and your psychic senses. And then on the exhales, envision little clouds of like pink and purple smoke or haze or fog leaving through the ears, the eyes, the nostrils, the mouth, just like helping the brain decompress, helping the third eye decompress, helping any ish release, known and unknown to you. So let us begin with the sound bowl. Good. And now we're going to just do a few rounds with the soul star work. Letting the sound rain on the body, letting these sounds infiltrate the brain and the nervous system, really hydrating them with these healthy frequencies. So that way our physical eyes can have a bit more of the moisture of our soul and our soul's frequency in them. And so that our inner eye can release any clouds that get in the way of having that really beautiful inner vision. If anything heavy comes up for you, breathe in through your nose and exhale everything out as sand particles out through your mouth, out through your feet. Giving that energy to the earth dragons to be transmuted into the highest love and highest light to serve Mother Earth's highest good. Good. A lot of clearing happening. Now we're going to work with the third eye tuning fork. Kind of feels like an egg getting cracked open, kind of messy in the third eye right now. With like a lot of tension in the crown. And then we'll go ahead and just infuse a little bit of Reiki into the third eye chakra, preparing it for the tapping. I am not sure why the camera turned off like that. My apologies. All right. So now we are going to go ahead and begin the tapping. The camera keeps shutting off, and I'm not sure why. There is like a storm outside. That could be it. Not positive. So what I'll do on this one that I didn't do on the other ones is I might, if I notice the camera go off, say where I'm tapping. So I'll be like top of the head, inner eyebrow, outer eyebrow, under the eye, under the nose, under the lips, clavicle, under the armpit, and the wrists. And then that way you know where I am as we're tapping. If I notice the camera go out. For now, it looks like it's okay. All right. So I'll start with our first round of tapping. Starting on the top of the head. I am creative and intuitive. I see through a lens of beauty and wonder. I see abundance all around me. It is safe to trust my intuition and inner knowing. My inner knowing leads me into life experiences that light my eyes up with joy. My intuition is my superpower. It always keeps me aligned with my soul and my high heart. It feels good to have such clear inner vision and strong inner knowing. It is through this inner knowing that I never have to chase my manifestations. I just trust and allow them to magnetize towards me. I am a divine and spiritual being housed in a human body with a wonderful third eye that helps me see my way back to source and back to my spirit. Circle your wrist with your hands, take a deep breath in. Exhale, saying the word peace as you do so. Peace. Good. Now tap into like how you're feeling right now. The fall season is a season about going within. So as we tap, we're going to tap and go within our bodies and just sense what emotions are coming up. Sometimes things get jostled as we're tapping, right? So as I'm sensing into my body, and I'm just going to share this with you so you can sense into your body and see what we're each sensing. That way, if this is new to you to sense into your body, you kind of have an example based off of how I'm sensing. And if it's not new to you, then you're already pretty familiar with sensing into your body. So this is just like a refresher. So I'm sensing in my body at this time as things settle. There's dryness in both of my eyes, which I associate dry eyes with anger. Anger really dehydrates the joy in the body, which joy in Chinese medicine has to do with our kidneys, and the kidneys circulate joy and life force energy throughout the body. And the kidneys and sometimes the liver have to do with like our eye health. I think the liver has to do with it more than the kidneys do, but has to do with our eye health, right? And so liver meridian has to do with anger and frustration. And so I sense this like dryness in my eyes, which tells me like there's like an injustice that I've seen and it's really dried up my eyes, made them kind of shrewd, right? Which we've all gone through our experiences in life. So there are moments where we've been angry that maybe we haven't like processed it out. And it really gets in the way of us trusting the process. It gets in the way of us truly hearing our inner knowing and being able to understand ourselves. My eyes are also itchy as I talk. Specifically my right eye, which has to do with the masculine side of the body. And then my teeth feel like they're shifting. Kind of feels like if they got like broken or punched, which makes me think of like things that have been said by people maybe that were in my vision that I really love that hurt me, or feeling hurt by words. And feeling that in the teeth and having that discomfort kind of skew the inner vision, right? So anytime our inner vision is skewed, it's really hard to trust our intuition. And this is why I'm really, really big on creating safety in the body before even working with the third eye. A lot of people run off to work on their third eye so they can astral travel and see things, which can lead them to like a lot of not fun experiences in the realm of metaphysics. There's people that have entity attachments or thought forms or disembodied spirits, or they just have these things outside of their control happening. And I really feel like it has to do with like them not creating safe foundations in the lower half of the chakra system and just jumping straight into here, which if the lower chakras aren't safe and balanced, then it lets in these unwanted energies. Not saying that I believe in these energies. I'm not saying that I don't, just saying what I've seen and observed in the spiritual community and like conversation with people. But But for me personally, my belief system, I'm all about stabilizing the lower chakras so that I can really trust my third eye and what information is coming through to me in my preferred medium choice in regards to like channeling. I think that's all I'm feeling in my third eye. So we're going to go ahead and do a round with the sound ball again, just kind of moving things along, filling up on this coherent energy. Go ahead and breathe the sound into those spaces of discomfort, hydrating them with those sounds, strengthening them, helping anchor in more of that inner knowing, helping move out any energies that cloud the inner vision. Picking up a lot of like cloudy inner vision also is what I'm hearing. And this time what we're going to work with is the Earth Star tuning fork. This is to just help us drop into our bodies and ground so you can feel that strong, safe foundation as we continue working within the realm of the third eye. Which with the third eye, when our third eye is balanced, we have clear vision, both physically and non-physically. We also have a really good sense of like what is in resonance with us. Our nervous system tends to be more regulated. There tends to be less brain fog or no brain fog. I feel like the ears tend to get a little bit of the overlap with the third eye for those that are like clairaudient, for example. I feel like the clairaudience, the stuff that you're hearing is more expansive and aligned with your soul when your third eye is balanced. And then clairaudience, I also feel like has to do with the throat chakra too, because you're hearing its communication in the ear sense, listening. And then you might find that you have really great creative ideas that come through to you, which then if your sacral chakra is balanced and your throat chakra is balanced, you can bring them into existence, right? Because the third eye is of like the upper chakras, it's the head, it's where the ideas are, but it's not what brings them into existence, right? A lot of times ideas get stuck in our head, but because our bodies are dysregulated and we're just overwhelmed, the ideas just move along to someone else who has the space within them to co-create that in the universe, right? Because it's like we live in a world of co-creation. So if any of y'all are artists, it's like the idea comes to you believing that you can birth this idea, which birthing is of the root, of the womb, of the sacral. However, if we sit in on an idea too long, sometimes what it does, because it wants to be birthed, it wants to be expressed, but I'll move on to someone else that has more space to create it, because the idea is being called in co-creation with the universe, right? And so it's like someone wants you as an artist to birth the piece of art. And then the idea is like, oh, I would love to have this experience. So then it comes to the artist that can birth what someone else is wanting an artist to birth for them. And then all of us come from like source consciousness, ideas, and the souls that we're co-creating with, and then ourselves. And then so it's this like beautiful co-creative work of art right there, just to make something artistic happen, right? And art doesn't necessarily have to be something that ends up in a museum or an art museum. It could be as simple as finger painting with your inner child. The idea might come to you because your inner child is dreaming of play, or your soul is guiding you to interact with your inner child so you can have co-creation in the universe that has like more fun that comes through inner child healing or something like that. It could be something really simple. It doesn't have to be art that other people see either. So hopefully that is helpful. I feel like someone listening is definitely an artist. Okay, so next round of tapping. So now we're going to tap and we're kind of going to actualize and just see what's coming up as we tap. I really like the idea of being intuitive and having a superpower. My inner child once really thought they had superpowers, and then that got shut down. When that got shut down, that's when like my perception of life just kind of got dull and less magical. Once believed in unicorns and dragons and fairies and gnomes. And then that got shut down too. And I really loved like their psychic abilities. I wish that could be me. I mean, maybe it could be. It'd be cool to kind of see what happens after this tapping session. Maybe I'll start hearing my guides more clearly. Maybe I'll start like intuitive dancing and drawing and find new pleasure with my psychic abilities that I didn't even know existed. It does make me kind of sad that my eyes have gotten so clouded over the years with patriarchal smog that comes from societal conditioning and programs. Sometimes I really hate what I'm seeing in the world. I hate watching the news. I hate hearing about all the division energy. I hate that humanity just can't get along. Sometimes I really hate myself and I have my own wars inside of me that I don't even want to look at. So busy trying to avoid myself. It makes it really hard for me to clear up space to see the beauty and wonder and joy surrounding me in this beautiful ride called life. I hate acknowledging that I have hate. There's also anger. There's been a lot of things that I've seen in life that have made me angry. I wasn't really taught how to process anger healthily. Anger has made my vision foggy. It's made my brain foggy. It's made me hard of hearing sometimes. It's caused me to stereotype and zap the magic out of life. Not proud to admit that, just admitting it because it feels right. And I trust my inner feelings. I trust my inner knowing. I trust my inner guidance. So even though some of this is uncomfortable to me, I'm trusting that it's right. I'm trusting that this video that I was led to, and other modalities and videos that I'm led to, are right for me. And they're coming from a place of my inner guidance and the inner vision of my soul. And I'm looking forward to seeing the world through a lens of more beauty. Looking forward to looking through eyes that hold the moisture and essence of my soul. I'm looking forward to birthing creative projects. I'm looking forward to seeing how my psychic gifts continue to develop or begin to develop. Go ahead and circle your wrist and take a deep inhale. On the exhale, say peace. Peace. And tune into your body. What are you feeling? I notice there's like neck tension for me. Gently stretching if you need to. Maybe massage your forehead. And for some of y'all, here's this message about headaches. So in the beginning years of my spiritual journey, headaches were actually my introduction to the mind-body connection, right? And what I had learned back then was really fascinating. I would get these really stabbing headaches, which headaches have to do with like the crown and the third eye. I would get these really stabbing headaches when I was consumed by fear at that time. There was a lot of scary things happening in the beginning of my spiritual awakening. And I was coming out of Catholic religious programs and thought I was under all kinds of demonic attack, which is not my belief system anymore. What was happening at that time was there were inner parts of my psyche that, because of my Catholic programming, they were trying to protect me from going to hell. They were trying to protect me from having demons come after me. They were trying to protect me from Satan. They were trying to protect me from all of this like scary, oppressive energy, right? That my subconscious, the inner parts, associated with breaking free of the church, associated with spiritual awakening, associated with psychic development, associated with the healing arts and working with other healers. And so then I came to find out that the headaches and the stabbing sensations, it wasn't anything outside of me that was attacking me. It was my own inner parts of the psyche trying to keep me safe and keep me in the church and keep me in those programs for fear of the unknown, which later, as time went on, then I went into the witch wound, which further explains why my subconscious was trying to protect me. It was better to hide with the oppressor than to possibly be in the danger of being put at stake again, because the psyche incarnated with past life samskaras, which are like energy imprints related to the witch wound, right? So that was really, really powerful for me. And then I started directing white light at the parts of my mind that were giving me those head zaps, and all of that stopped. So that could be something helpful for someone listening. And the other thing that I had gathered at that time about headaches and relating to third eye was I would also get headaches anytime there was a contradiction in my actions and my beliefs, which does go with what we just talked about, right? But to like break it down in another way so more things can click, so this tapping can settle more deeply as we tap within, right? For example, if someone doesn't believe in gossiping, but then they go and gossip, they're probably going to get a headache. Or maybe someone gets a lot of migraines, and the migraines could have to do with like, they don't really believe in the kind of like, let's say I'm thinking of someone really specific right now. They don't really believe in the kind of like love that they're interacting in, like in their marriage, but they kind of got trapped because they had children. And so then their mind is like trying to tell them, hey, like this marriage, this partnership isn't true to you. This isn't true to your soul and your soul's vision for you. You need to get out. But then instead of getting out, the person stays in, and then they take the headache as a sign that it's something else, like their diet or something else, which I mean, that can contribute to headaches, sure. But as far as metaphysics, no, it's not the diet. It's more so like your soul and the wisdom of your body trying to talk to you. And so staying in a partnership that the mind knows isn't true to your ethics, your beliefs, whether you've repressed them or suppressed them or not, the mind is trying to catch the attention by giving that migraine, trying to like signal like, hey, get out, alarm, alarm in the head. So there's that. And there's other stuff that ties into headaches too that I learned over the years, but I feel like that might be helpful for some of y'all, or maybe some of y'all are working on opening your third eye. And yeah, maybe that's just simply what it is. You're working on opening your third eye, and maybe you have religious programs or some cultural backstory that subconsciously tells you it's dangerous to open. And then you're having these like undesirable experiences of like head pains, eye pains, neck pains. And it's just your subconscious trying to keep you safe. And so with the tapping and having this in your awareness and knowing that you can direct like that white light to those places to kind of illuminate and dissolve and bring coherence to those places in your psyche, that all of that should be very helpful. All right, so tuning into the body. I just feel a little bit of discomfort in the sacral, which the sacral and the third eye, like the sacral is like I feel, and the third eye is like I see, right? And the third eye is like I see, and it's very much so like the feminine and intuition. And the sacral, it's like clairsentience in a sense. It's like also the feminine intuition. Our sacral can tell us a lot. So it's really interesting to feel this in my sacral right now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do another round of tapping. I am intuitive and filled with the wisdom of my soul. It feels good to allow myself to be guided by my soul's vision and purpose that they have set up for me. I trust my inner knowing. I trust my body. I trust my physical senses, and I trust my psychic senses. I do not give my power to those outside of me. I always check in within me to see what feels true and what does not feel true. I see the world through a lens of beauty and love and appreciation for all things sacred. I see the sacredness and divinity within me every day that I look in the mirror. I see dream work opportunities, dream life experiences, dream friendships, and dream partnerships in my experience. I see the love of the divine parents all around me as I receive care for my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual needs. I see that I am cared for by the universe, and it makes me excited to participate in co-creation as a creator or creatrix, reflection of the creator and creatrix of all that is. Circle your wrist. Peace. Good. Let's do one more with the soul star. And as I do the soul star, just tune into what you're feeling. And allow the soul star to kind of rain in through the soul star, through the crown, through the eyes, just bathing this little region with your soul's medicine and with the frequency of the soul star. Good. I'm going to do the third eye. This one I'm going to put it on my third eye as if I'm putting it on you. So my body will surrogate for you. Gently massaging it with a tuning fork. Tuning into how that feels for you. Makes me want to sigh. A lot of energy moving right now. Moving sound through the body. Good. We'll do one more grounding with the earth star. We're going to do one more round with the tapping. I received a lot of information today. Some of that information was confusing. Some of it I agreed with. Some of it I haven't quite decided, just letting it percolate. And that's okay. Even though I am working on my third eye and still learning what is true to me and what is not true to me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though I have given my power away to those outside of me in the past, and it's caused me to feel lost or like I've digressed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though sometimes I self-compare to other people with their psychic abilities and their inner vision, my soul deeply and completely loves and accepts me exactly as I am. Even though I don't like what I'm seeing in the world in this day and age, and sometimes I add fuel to that fire unintentionally, Source consciousness deeply and completely loves and accepts me exactly as I am. Even though sometimes I don't like what I see inside of me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though I'm scared to trust my intuition at times, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though I'm raised in a world where tuning in to my inner standing and inner knowing isn't widely accepted, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though sometimes creative ideas come to me and I don't bring them into existence, my soul deeply and completely loves and accepts me exactly as I am. Even though I've held on to anger and hatred for far too long, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. And even though there's just so much that's cluttered my mind and my eyes, Source consciousness deeply and completely loves and accepts me exactly as I am. And even though there's all this stuff I'm tapping on, I trust that my body will go ahead and release peacefully and lovingly. And I believe that my body deeply and completely loves and accepts me exactly as I am. And even though I don't say it all the time to my body, I deeply and completely love and accept my body and my inner vision and my soul exactly as they are, exactly as we are. Circle your wrist. Good. That feels more complete and more settled. All right, so now as you tune into your body, I'm going to play the sound bowl for one last time. And you can just breathe the sound in, helping things settle along. Okay. So I think the software canceled out the sound, but the bowl was very, very loud, telling me that everything was in coherence versus in the beginning where it just sounded kind of like a low monotone pitch. So anyways, that was great work, y'all. You can use this video as many times as you'd like. These things work in layers. It's really good to revisit topics you're tapping on at least a couple times, maybe like 3 times, and then see from there. I'm not going to say do 21 days. 21 days is good, but it's not always necessary. I hope this was helpful, and if it was of service to you, please let me know in the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. And meanwhile, I will see you on the next video where we will be working with the crown chakra. Thank you so much and be well.